guys, hope you're doing well. I apologize for the lighting. I'm sitting in my car. It's in park, so don't panic. I'm not driving. But I had to hop on and share with you guys something that God showed me kind of on my way home tonight. And I apologize because my voice is kind of going out, so bear with me on that. But so basically, I showed up to a friend's house tonight. And I was going to go hang out and have dinner with them. And so what happened was I got there, I drove like an hour to go see them, and showed up to their front doorstep and knocked loudly on the door, and there wasn't a response. And I went, that's weird. And then I called one of the friends who was there, and she didn't pick up her phone. And then I called the other friend, and they didn't pick up their phone. And I was like, okay. So what I did was I didn't immediately go hop in my car and go, well, they must not want me here and leave. No, I assumed they might not hear me inside. Maybe they left for a second. I never in my mind did I assume that they wanted me gone, or that I just needed to give up on my quest, quote unquote, to go see them just because they didn't pick up instantly at the door or whatever. And so a lot of that was motivated by the fact that I knew that those two people behind that door loved and cared about me. And so it made me more persistent to just hang out and to wait. And so I didn't stress when they didn't open the door immediately. I didn't stress when they didn't return my phone calls instantly, because I knew that their motives were good and that they were the ones who invited me to the table, So sure enough, I hung out outside the door for about a minute, and eventually one of them called me back, and they said, hey, what's going on? And I said, hey, I'm here. And they said, oh, so sorry. We thought we might have heard a knock, but we were in the other room. So sure enough, they just didn't hear the door. And so they came and they let me in. And it's crazy how God can use everyday circumstances to speak to us about things. And he immediately spoke to my heart. And he said, Jill, why didn't you go get in your car and drive off? And I said, well, because that would have been silly. I drove way out of my way to go talk to these two. I know they care about me. They were the ones who invited me to the table to come eat tonight. And I was like, God, that would be ridiculous, and I just, because I know them so well, I knew that it was not rejection, and I knew that they would not turn me away. And he said, Jill, what if you were to think about your prayer life like that? And I went, and he said, the Bible says, Jill, keep on asking, keep on knocking, and the door will be opened unto you. And so I think as Christians, a lot of the time, what we do is we knock once or twice, and we assume that God's the one behind the door and he doesn't care. Maybe, it's not the right thing, and so we walk off a lot of the time. And God goes, no, that's not the case. And he's like, if you know that person behind the door cares about you, you're going to not just run away the instant that you don't get that need met in your life. You're going to believe that that person's heart is so good towards you that you're going to hang around until you see that need met. And, I think sometimes as a Christian, we need to kind of visualize God as being the one behind that door. And we need to remember how much he loves and how much he cares about us. And so when we don't get an answer to prayer quickly, we need to assume the best of God. A lot of times we assume the worst of God. But, just like I assumed the best of my friends tonight, when I went to go visit them, I was like, oh, they must be busy. They're probably doing something. They can't hear their phone, whatever. We need to assume the best of God, you guys, because God is hearing our prayers, but sometimes there's warfare going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. Sometimes God's working on something inside of you so that he can send that request. And so God was saying, Jill, keep on knocking with your prayer requests. Keep on seeking, And just like that scenario tonight, where just because I got a little bit of resistance doesn't mean that I instantly ran off to my car and assumed that that mission was incorrect and went home. No, it was still something. And here's the deal, you guys. The reason that I felt so comforted, even though they didn't respond immediately, is they were the ones who invited me to the table, right? God is saying to us tonight, I am the one who has invited you to the table. I'm the one who said I want to take care of your needs. I'm the one who said I care about the desires of your heart. I'm the one who invited you to the table so you can come to the throne with confidence that I love you and that I want to hear from you. So when we get a little bit of resistance, you guys, I just want to encourage you tonight. Don't give up, because God cares more than you could ever know, and he's invited you to the table. Hope you guys have a great night. I'll talk to you soon.